Hi, today I'm going to show you my brand new gravity-fed water filtration system, because after 140,000 views from these two previous ones and over 800 comments from all of you, I decided to upgrade and create the ultimate gravity filter system according to your request. It's a 1.5 gallon unit. It's small enough so you could take it on trips, you could take it in your car, in your RV, or just use it at home for maybe 1 or 2 people. It's stainless steel. It has the spigot in the front that you can actually see how much water is left in the unit, and it has a filter that will blow your minds. So without further ado, let me take this one inside and show you what's under the hood. It's so cool. Okay, so one of the biggest upgrades I got on it is this view spigot. So if you can see, there's a little ball right there. That shows that that's the water level. So if I fill it up higher, the ball goes up and down. So you don't have to be lifting this all the time to see what's in there. And as you pour the water, let's go ahead and try it. Aren't you excited about this? This water has already been filtered last night, and you can see it comes out pretty nice. I can't really see because it's on the other side there. Let me know. Oops, it's getting there. Pretty much tastes nothing. It takes out, this one takes out so much more. I'm going to leave a list of all the things that it takes out on the screen. It's a beautiful little unit, but we'll get to the filter in a moment. Let me put my water over there. Wanted to show you this. Let's take it down and, like I said earlier, show you under the hood. How's that? So over here, this part comes off, and this is where the filter goes. Okay, to make it easier to see, I'm going to go ahead and, this is what you're going to fill with water. I'm going to go ahead and empty this. I'm dripping all over the floor right now. Don't worry, I do have a bucket down there. I'm going to put that right there so I can wipe up some of the water a bit. And you can see I have quite a bit of water in here, but you already saw that from the front of the filter. Okay. No matter how hard you try to not spill water, guess what? It doesn't always work. Alright, so this part here is where the spigot is. So here's how we start to build this critter. First, you start with, this is a 1.5 gallon container. Now, I got mine at Ocean State Job Lots, I mentioned before. This one here was only like $10. But I left a link in the description where you can get pretty much everything on Amazon. And the only other one I was able to find is Amazon had a 2 gallon, this is a 1.5 gallon, a 2 gallon container for about $13. Now, if I were to do this over, I would definitely do it with a 2 gallon. Because 1.5 gallon, I'm finding it's enough maybe for one person. But as much coffee as Reluca and I drink, it's just not enough. Okay, so I think a 2 gallon would work much better. Like I said, so those are $13 each, so you're looking at $26 just in the buckets. So once you get the bucket, what you need to do is you need to drill a hole right over here, the size of your spigot. Now, I'm not going to say the size hole and everything because it all depends on the diameter of your spigot. Can you see? Inside there is like a lug nut down the bottom. What it comes in with, you get the spigot all, it actually comes in a beautiful box like this here. It comes with a wrench to tighten up the nut inside, and it comes with this little flange, which I didn't use. I think this is if you're using it for maybe plastic or something a little softer. But it didn't seem to fit this one that much. It comes with a washer. It's like a rubber washer, and on the inside is a metal washer. So all you do is drill the hole, put it in, and tighten up the washer. And that's pretty much it. It does come apart. You can unscrew it here, and I would take it apart and rinse it first. I rinse it out and wash it as well as I can before I put it on there. So it's easy for cleaning. Now, how do you measure when you get it? Well, what I use to make my hole is one of these step drills. Okay, and with the step drill, as you can see, it's a different step for each size hole. So I just went ahead and kind of measured it to see basically what I needed. When I got to about here, I stopped. I put it in to see if it fit. Then I went one more and see if it fit. And then when I was right about here, right at about this one here was about 5/8 inch for this one here. If it's a little off, it's fine because you have those rubber washers that are going to stop things. So just keep on going until you get the right size. Go very slowly because it's going to make burrs around the hole, and then you're going to have to sand them. Now, how do you sand them down? Well, you can use just regular sandpaper. What I used was a Dremel. I love this Dremel tool. I use it for everything. This has a little sanding disc. So when you plug it in, you can just go right around the hole and smooth it out. So get rid of all the burrs. So that way it'll fit, that way the washers will fit tightly and it won't leak, okay? Now also this thing comes with many different settings. This one here I use a lot, and that's what I use to cut holes in. It's actually a metal cutter. In fact, what I did was, when I first cut this, it came, oops, something just fell. It came with the cover like this, but I didn't want the handle. So I had to take the handle off. How did I do that? I used this and I cut right here, as close as I could, being careful not to cut through the cover. And I cut right here and it cut the handle right off. Then I used the sander to sand it down to make it smooth. It's pretty simple. It sounds complicated. I'm not trying to be an engineer here. But cut off your handle, and that way you're not going to have any other holes. Now, with the big units where I had 2 filters, I had just drilled out the rivet and I put a filter in each one, okay? That was fine, but since I'm only using 1 filter on this one, because it's so small that 2 filters might not fit side by side, I made a hole afterwards right in the middle for the filter to fit. And you can see, here's how that looks. There's what you're looking at here is the bottom of the cover. So I drilled through the bottom of the cover right in the middle and through the bottom of the pan right in the middle. So to show you easily, what I did was I drilled through the bottom of this right in the middle, drilled through the bottom of this right in the middle, so one went on top of the other. Can you see why you don't want that handle? And it sit right in there. That way you're not going to have leaks or seals in the middle between the washer on the bottom of here and the washer on this side. It makes a seal, because remember, this filter on the bottom, okay, well, let me see if I can show you. I'm going to take the filter out. I don't like to take it out, but I'm going to so you can see how it works. The filter has this attachment at the bottom so you can screw this on. So this is the nut that comes with it. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, now this filter is quite different than the other ones that I had. It's actually coated with this white, and it does have the carbon inside, but this thing does so many things, because these were some of the big concerns you folks had, okay? It will reduce
lead, microplastics, PFAS, and 200 contaminants on top of that, including fluoride, pesticides, herbicides, chlorine, pharmaceuticals, microplastics. Oops, I said microplastics twice. It's a long list, you missed some of them. It's NSF ANSI 42 component certified. Now, it's not designed to remove bacteria and viruses, just so you know that. There are filters that can do that. With this one was $74, okay? It was an expensive little toy, and the other one's probably going to cost more. So you get what you pay for. So if that's important to you, go ahead and get a bigger one. But for me here, this is actually overkill, because I'm using this just on city water to get cleaner water, or during a power outage, water from my tub, or rainwater, and this is going to be plenty for any of that. But if you're getting water from questionable sources, from lakes and rivers and streams, you're going to want to boil the water first. That's a sure way to keep safe.
This doesn't need to be primed. You got to run the water on it to get rid of some of the powdery stuff off this white thing first. And then you need to actually run about 3 cycles of water through this with the filter first before you drink it. This one's going to take a while. The first time I used it, I didn't think it was working. I was talking about returning it. Okay? It took me about 8 hours for the water to filter through here and get into what I would consider drinkable water. But then I ran it again. I actually did it all night. I ran it over and over, so it took me about 8 hours the first time, 8 hours the second time, about 6 hours the third time. So after that, then I was able to pour water in to be able to drink. And another important question I get about this all the time is, how many gallons will it make? Unfortunately, the paperwork hasn't shown it, and I haven't had it long enough to find out. But it says that it'll go for up to 6 months in normal use. What's normal use? Probably 2 to 3 people going through this much, maybe once or twice a day. So, like I was saying, you drill a hole for down there, you drill a hole here and in the bottom of here, and that's pretty much all the drilling you got to do. Then all you do is you take the filter, you put it in upside down. That's how it's designed to go, upside down. Oh, there is a little washer here. See the washer? Make sure you put it on. I went through the whole process of putting it on the first time and forgot to put the washer on. Okay? Make sure your hands are clean. Now, because it's a nice rubber filter, it doesn't have to really go on real tight. There we go. That's all there is to it. Just hand tight. There you go. So that's going to go on top here. And this one here, you're going to screw that in. So that goes there. This goes here. Pour the water in top, and you're all set. Isn't that simple? Such a cute little unit. It looks like R2-D2. Master, where are we going? Ah! But this is a great unit, and the thing I love about it is it's portable. You can take this camping or in your RV. Now, what I'm going to be doing, I bought this unit just to be able to show you, because so many of you mentioned that you wanted to have a site type thing. But what I'm actually going to be doing, see, it's taller. I would have liked to get a shorter one. I couldn't find one online. So this is a taller one. It'll be okay with the 2-gallon. But what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to take it off and I'm going to put it on my 4-gallon, because Raluca loves that. We actually go through the 4 gallons pretty much every day, which is good. You know, between cooking and coffee, iced coffee, which is, you know, a big glass every day. So I'm going to take this one off and put it on the 4-gallon, which is going to be like, you know, it's going to be within this range. So we'll be able to use the entire range of it. So what else is there to say about it? Oh, by the way, for cleaning, it's very easy to clean because it is stainless steel. If you're not using it for a while, with the other filters, once they dry out, you got to reprime them, so people are concerned about that. This one, if it dries out, don't worry. Just go ahead and start using it again. It'll be fine. Another thing is the mineral content. A lot of people are saying, will this remove all the good stuff? Sometimes these filters, like reverse osmosis and some of these, remove so much that then you have to put minerals back in the water. It will not remove the good minerals, so you don't have to put anything in the water once you've filtered it. It'll be fine to drink, healthy for you, and it will taste better. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this little guy and the progression from the plastic to the big one to the small one. Again, I did this because I wanted to be able to respond to all these concerns that you folks had. And I figured, what an opportunity to make a better, smaller unit that will suit your needs. So please share this with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe below. It will really help us. Now, a lot of people unsubscribe accidentally and don't realize it. So right now, if you go down there and look to see if you're subscribed, it'll say it right there. And if you're not, I would really appreciate you subscribing. Now, if you get to make this unit, or if you've made one of the other ones from my previous videos, please let me know in the comments on how it's working. I love to hear the responses. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye now. Snoopy.